1. Now in the northeastern Cumbria, look north with Mike Neville.
Good evening. The inquiry into the train crash at Birtley near Gateshead on August the 1st has been told that it would not have occurred if a linesman had carried out a proper inspection of the track. And the Ministry of Transport Inspector has expressed grave concern at the administrative shortcomings in the British Rail Department responsible for that section of track. Alan Powell has been at today's hearing in Newcastle.
6 carriages of the Leeds to Edinburgh Express left the rails at Birtley. 2 of them plunged down an embankment and overturned. There were 200 people on board, but of the 25 injured, only 3 were seriously hurt. The train had been diverted onto a relief track because of an engine failure on another part of the main line, and it was travelling at only 40 miles an hour when it was derailed. One witness who was on the train said rescue attempts were hampered by the weight of the internal sliding doors in the overturned carriages, and the inspector said he would draw attention to this in his final report. But the main focus of the inquiry was on the points crossing section of the track which caused the derailment. It was said that during the past year there had been 3 occasions when urgent repair work had to be carried out on this crossing. In 1 month alone, 3 bolts holding the track had fractured due to movement of the sleepers. The inspector, Major Peter Olver, expressed concern that no active steps had been taken to rectify a long-standing fault. He was told by the linesman who inspected the track the day before the crash that he hadn't bothered to check replacement bolts because of the bad weather. If he had, he would have found that 2 had sheared in half. Mr. Arthur Cousins, who was supervisor for that section of track, admitted that the standard of inspection wasn't satisfactory and that he'd taken his team's word that repairs and inspection had been carried out. The other aspect of repairs that worried the inspector was the use of old bolts to replace fractured ones. He said that in future old and worn materials should only be used in an absolute emergency, and these should be replaced at the earliest opportunity. Major Olver said that there was still a considerable amount of investigation to do, and his report would not be completed until well into the new year. However, the failure of the track inspection team to ensure that there was proper evidence of work being done is of deep concern to British Rail. Their Deputy Regional Operations Manager, who was a member of the inquiry panel, was at pains to reassure the public.
I'm concerned at the evidence we've heard on this one feature, but the evidence did indicate that the checks that had been carried out at all other locations within the Newcastle and other areas of this region